The Nexus Prime Military Academy had weathered centuries of cadets, countless drills and the grinding passage of time, but it had never encountered a day quite like this. For 43 minutes, the biometric scanner at Equipment Bay 7 functioned with lethal bureaucratic efficiency. It cataloged Cadet Zevkaz's crystalline exoskeleton without a glitch. It registered Cadet Morven's 6 feet of reptilian muscle as heavy weapons certified. Even Cadet Quillix, a gelatinous nightmare for the uniform department, was cheerfully granted hazardous materials trained. The machine was a cold, unthinking gatekeeper until Vex walked up. Vex was unremarkable in every quantifiable metric, a bipedal mammal with disheveled brown hair and a stature that screamed average. She was the kind of cadet instructors forgot until grading time. Yet, when she pressed her palm against the surface, the machine didn't just scan, it hesitated. The display froze, silence stretching like a tightened wire, before blazing to life with impossible red text that seemed to burn the air. Access level, creator. The atmosphere in the corridor shifted instantly. A mechanical voice, usually devoid of soul, chimed with sudden, terrifying reverence. Welcome back. All systems await your command. Panic, the twin sibling of the unknown, took hold. Instructor Vash Tool, a veteran of 16 campaigns, stared in horror as the scanner began improvising symbols he couldn't read. He barked orders, but the situation had already spiraled beyond military protocol. Security team leader Corkswin arrived with the tactical ferocity of a war party, escalating the glitch to a full-blown security breach. Director Thexnol, the Academy's telepathic administrator, materialized from the ether, ordering a lockdown with a mind that sensed a crisis unlike any other. But as Vex was marched away, confused and protesting, Cadet Morven whispered a wager to Zev. 50 credits says she's secretly an android. It was a comforting lie compared to the truth waiting in the dark. In the sterile isolation of detention, Dr. Keth, an insectoid archaeologist, shattered the illusion of a malfunction. These weren't standard scanners, he revealed to a bewildered Vex. They were reverse-engineered progenitor technology, relics of the mythical architects who vanished 50 millennia ago. They hadn't erred. They had recognized a signature that shouldn't exist. Morven, locked in the adjacent cell for asking too many questions, laughed nervously. My grandmother spoke of the first builders, the reptile mused. Old myths say they would return to reclaim their creation. In our modern arrogance, we often dismiss folklore as fantasy, forgetting that legends are often just history that forgot to write itself down. Keth's mandibles clicked in terror as the data aligned. Vex carried progenitor markers. She wasn't just human, she was a living key. High above in the Academy's research division, the scope of the awakening became terrifyingly clear. Commander Gelix Moore watched holographic displays bleed red as unauthorized access spread across the galaxy. It wasn't just Vex. Research specialist Vaughn Kay reported that 17 human colonies were simultaneously breaching restricted databases. Dr. Felnix, a xenopsychologist, connected the terrifying dots. Humans didn't just inhabit worlds, they terraformed them, rebuilding ancient ruins with an instinctive blueprint. They weren't tenants. They were the homeowners, finally remembering where they left the keys. Back in the depths, the locks on Vex's cell dissolved. She wasn't escaping. She was being summoned. She led the stunned director and Dr. Keth to the restricted archives, a vault sealed for 2 centuries. The ancient geometric symbols, painful to alien eyes, glowed with a gentle blue warmth at her approach. The massive doors melted away, revealing a command center that hummed with the dormant energy of an empire. Vex walked among the star charts, her fingers dancing over controls she had never learned, but intimately knew. The tragic, beautiful history unspooled before them. The progenitors hadn't been destroyed. Overwhelmed by their own complexity, they had chosen to forget, wiping their memories and scattering across the stars to heal, governed by a biological timer set for 50,000 years. We've been gardeners, Vex realized, her voice carrying the weight of eons, guiding without controlling until we were ready. The irony was absolute. For millennia, The galaxy had worshipped the builders while looking down on the humans, never realizing they were one and the same. As reports flooded in of human ships responding to ancient maintenance protocols, the power dynamic of the galaxy shifted irrevocably. The lease was up, and the landlords were home. Vex turned to the director, her eyes reflecting the blue light of her ancestors. "You might want to update the admission policies," she said, as the command center roared to life. "It's rather difficult to teach engineering to the beings who invented it."